after I turn on my microphone. Now I'll call the meeting to order. This is the Finance and Government Operations Committee for the Albuquerque City Council. All members are present, with Councillor Lewis in attendance via Zoom this time. This is going to be a hybrid meeting where all participants will be in person, video, or audio conference. Members of the public have the opportunity to address the committee if they have signed up for public comment per the rules published on the agenda and on our website last Friday. We will call for speakers when we get to the individual agenda item that you signed up for. Here are some of the public ground rules for speaking. The comments are to be addressed to the committee members only. Each participant has 2 minutes to present, and any disruptive contact will result in removal from this meeting. I don't think anybody's in the audience today. That's okay. We have one public comment, I know that. So with that being said, we will move on to agenda item A. Agenda item A is the mayor's recommendation of award for landscaping and irrigation services for the aviation department. It is EC 25437. A move for approval. Seconded by Councilor Baca. Approving this EC 437, approving this executive communication, authorizes the aviation department to finalize a contract with the Albuquerque branch of Yellowstone Landscaping of Buena, Florida, to provide landscaping and irrigation services for the aviation department, Albuquerque International Airport, and Double Eagle 2 Airport. The term of the contract is for 5 years with a possible extension of 1 year term. Do I have any questions for the administration and the staff, councilors? None? Mr. Lewis? No? All right. I have one question for administration on this. I got the answers before for the current cost of the current group, but my one question would be, does this contract cover the amount of greenery? We have like 7.5 acres of grass that's mowed right currently. Is there plans to keep that grass, or are we going to zero-scape? Or
Committee Chair, we have Deputy Director Mr. Manriquez here, who can speak on behalf of aviation.
Good evening, Chair. Good evening, councilors. Deputy Director Manriquez, and I've got with me John Stevens, our fiscal program manager. So we don't currently have any plans to change the landscaping.
okay.
To answer your question. So we'll be maintaining it as is.
Okay. Perfect. That was all I needed.
That's it. Okay.
Thanks. Thank you, Deputy. With there being no more questions, we'll go to the vote. Madam Clerk.
Councillor Baca.
Yes.
Councillor Lewis. Councillor Lewis.
Yes.
Thank you.
You had me on mute.
Councillor Benya.
Yes.
Councillor Sanchez.
Yes.
Councillor Champagne.
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
All right. Item B, EC 440. EC 440 Albuquerque is Albuquerque Ride Uptown Connect Project Development Agreement. I move for approval. Seconded by Councilor Baca. EC 440 is the Albuquerque Ride Uptown Connection Project Development Agreement. This is in the executive communication, is for approval for the development agreement between the City of Albuquerque, Pacific Cap Construction, and the Family Housing Development Corporation for the Uptown Connection Project. The Uptown Connection is a public-private partnership to rebuild the Uptown Transit Center as combined transit station, retail shops, and 5 mid-rise towers of affordable and marketed rated housing. The project will ultimately include both the city's transit station and the north parking lot of the former Nusenda Corporation office property that abuts the transit station site. And that's my time up, so we're good. Kidding. Councilors, any questions for the admin on this one or the staff? I'm gonna be doing all the talking tonight. All right, I'll start. And I think this is gonna be for the staff. What is, well, actually for our staff, what is a RAISE grant?
Counselor, Counselor Chair, Counselor Champagne, counselors. Okay,
They
sorry.
replaced the microphone, so
Sorry
you don't have to
about
stand so close anymore.
I'm used to bending down all the time. So the RAISE grant is a grant through the FTA. It stands for the Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity Grant. This is a grant that the Transit Department has applied for multiple years ago and is a $25 million grant. There's multiple layers of funding associated with this project, but the RAISE grant is all associated with transit-oriented development, very much tied to a mixed use, mixed income types of projects aimed at providing transit and housing to the area. And so this grant is, with it being $25 million worth of funding, in your write-up, we have a full total project cost of over $104 million, but the RAISE grant is a significant portion of that. We have a breakdown of the project funding by source and by type in your write-up. And so the RAISE grant has been a pretty significant portion of how the Transit Department is funding this project.
Thank you, Mr. Hertz. Administration, it says that the construction is to start on June of 2026. Is that online too? Now that we have this grant funding, is it set and ready?
Committee Chair, I believe so. I believe we are moving forward with it.
Okay. Okay. I was reading through the following, or through it, and I'm kind of curious because it's going to be condos. And looking at the chart, we're talking about 36 of them are going to be market rate, 72 at 30% AMI, 48 of them at 50% AMI, and then 83 of them at 80% AMI. Is this planning, are they going to develop a condo association, and then I assume they're going to follow the New Mexico Condo Act and have a board and CC&Rs and such?
Committee Chair, I have Director Leslie Keener here who can answer that question.
Thank you. Thank
Good
you, Director.
evening, Mr. Chair. I do have Rebecca Velarde should be on the line. She would be the best to answer that question. She is actually the Director of Development for Palindrome, so she represents the developer.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Mr. Kara?
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, yes. So my name is Rebecca Velarde. I'm the Director of Development with Palindrome and also Pacific Cap Construction. You are correct, Mr. Chair, that we will build the property and then following New Mexico condominium law, we will form a condominium association. There currently plan to be 2 condos, one for the affordable housing, one for the market rate housing and the commercial units, and then shared common space. So that will be, yes, worked out following New Mexico condominium law.
Okay. Ma'am, with that being said, is there going to be placed of a cap or anything like that on the condo fees? Do we have even thought about this? I mean, we're talking about 83 units being at 80% AMI and 48 of them being at 50% AMI, or is there going to be a cap on an association fee? And I ask this because out of experience, I've known association fees at condos being $450 a month, 200, they're starting at 200, and the last one that I lived at or I had a family member at was $450 a month. So if we're talking about low income, assisting low income folks, is there going to be placed or that thought process of capping that monthly annual or a monthly fee?
Mr. Chair, members of the committee, thank you so much for that question. So the way affordable housing works with the restrictions on it placed on it by the Triple H Department as well as Housing New Mexico, the tenants of the units are not allowed to pay more than 30% of the household median income based on the AMI type of unit that it is. So no matter what, the rents will be paid. They will not pay, individual affordable housing units will not pay a condo fee to the developer, to the owner. Additionally, the owner of both the affordable condo as well as the market rate and commercial condo will be single purpose entities, both owned by Palindrome and Pacific Cap Construction. So again, legally, we will not be able to charge more than what is the federal required rental rates that the Housing New Mexico and Triple H will place upon us.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for the information. Counselor Sanchez.
Thank you. Real quick question, and this is about parking. It shows that you're going to have 240 units and only 197 parking spots. That includes surface parking outside of the area. So that means if anybody has a visitor that they can't go in and visit because there's not enough parking.
Mr. Chair, Member Sanchez, thank you for that question. So we will have 177 parking spaces in the underground parking garage. On the ground floor, there will be 20 plus parking spaces, excuse me. You know, this is the vast majority will be affordable housing. 85% of the units will be affordable. And we've developed thousands of affordable housing units. What we've found is that affordable housing tenants do not have the demand for parking that other housing types have. We feel pretty strongly that this is well parked, and it actually might be, in our opinion, slightly over parked. So we feel pretty confident that there will be enough parking for all the tenants. Additionally, a significant number of the units are studios and one-bedroom units, and these typically only have one person. So I don't think we're talking about a lot of vehicles like you would see, you know, in a single-family home.
Okay, so most single-family homes actually have a husband and wife and also their children. That means 2 cars per, usually. And this is really a lot less parking than I would actually think that you would need in a situation like this. So is there parking around the area so that they can park alongside maybe some city streets? Or I'm just curious because, and then another question that I have is, are you going to hire a company that goes out and tows vehicles away if somebody's not parked in that? Because that could be a problem as well.
Mr. Chair, Member Sanchez, thank you for the question. So yes, I think part of the reason that the Transit Department is redeveloping the site is it is a mostly vacant parking lot, and there are a lot of vacant parking in surrounding areas. There is also a significant amount of street parking around that area and planned street parking that will be incorporated as part of the development. And I apologize, Councilor Sanchez, I forgot the second part of your question, and I want to make sure I'm thorough.
No problem. The second part of the question just had to do with most apartment complexes now that have a lower amount of parking than needed usually will hire a outside contractor to tow vehicles away that don't belong in that parking lot. Is that going to happen? And that causes a significant problem with the tenants and other visitors that are there when their car gets towed and they don't realize that it was towed. So just wondering if you're going to have that service or not.
Mr. Chair, Councilor Sanchez, thank you so much for rephrasing that question for me. I appreciate it. So Palindrome and Pacific Cap, one of our affiliates is Pacific Cap Management, which is a property management company. So we will also be managing this property. Typically, we do not hire outside entities to tow away. Usually our property managers, and there will be multiple on the site, manage that entire thing. Again, the property managers will be always on the site because they will be managing both the commercial and the residential pieces of this. Additionally, we probably will not have, we have to think through the whole reserved parking thing, because part of the RAISE grant was to replace the current parking ride. So again, we have to make sure that we have spaces available for the parking ride, the residents, and the commercial tenants.
Thank you.
Councilors, any further questions? Councilor Pena.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So it's my understanding that Sawmill has parking enforcement.
Mr. Chair, Councilor Pena, I am on the development side rather than the property management side of our company, so I do not know. You are probably right, and I am probably wrong, but I can double check that, ma'am, and get it back to you.
Would you? I think it's important because I know I've brought it up in front of this council, Mr. Chair, sorry. I brought it up in front of this council before because I've had, not necessarily constituents, but people that I know who live there who said that they're enforcing on the property owners, and some of them are within the 80% AMI, and they can't afford those steep tickets. I would like an answer on that. So I think that's just like a glitch that we need to work out moving forward, so we don't penalize people who can't afford it.
Mr. Chair, Councilor Pena, yes, I can look into that and get back to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Councilor Baca.
Thank you, Mr. President. I personally love this project. Outside of downtown, Uptown's our next urban center with no parking minimums, if I'm correct. And you don't really need it. There's a big transit center there. Hopefully our ART bus will increase its times between buses, which I assume it will. Something like 11,000 jobs in that area. So if you would live there, you typically work there. Yeah, if you go to buy my house, you don't really need to worry about parking, even though it's all apartments and there's not a ton of parking, because people just don't need cars when you live like that. So yeah, I think this is a fantastic project. I would urge everyone to support it. Thank you.
Check it. Okay. You have no more questions or comments? Let's go to the vote. Madam Clerk.
Councilor Baca.
Yes.
Councilor Lewis.
Yes.
Councilor Pena.
Yes.
Councilor Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilor Champagne.
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
We will move on to agenda item C. EC 25443, Mayor's recommendation award of Albuquerque International Sunport Rental Car Shuttle Bus Services. I move for approval. Seconded by Councilor Pena. EC 443, this is an executive communication request approval for the Mayor's Office recommendation of award for the Albuquerque National Sunport Rental Car Shuttle Bus Service request for proposal. The RFP sought proposals from offers to manage and operate rental car shuttle bus services to transport rental car customers between the Consolidated Rental Car Facility and the International Airport. The contract will have the initial term of 5 years with the option of possible extension for an additional 5 years. The RFPs were scored on a 950 points potential point scale. SP Plus receiving, can I give out those numbers? Am I allowed to give out the results and the numbers of it? Okay, I wanted to be sure, just covering the rules here. SP Plus received 774 points, and RTW received 716, and outscored RTW in 4 of the 5 categories. We have a motion and a second. Councilors, any questions or comments? Councilor Baca, or Councilor Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the actual winning proposal, SP Plus, is that a local company?
Mr. Chair, Councilor Sanchez, no, they are They're probably the largest national company for providing parking services and commuter services, rental commuter services of this type, or shuttle services.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, is RTW a local company?
No, Mr. Chair, they are a regional company out of Salt Lake City. They're much smaller. They service, I think, 7 or 8 states.
So, quick question for the administration. Did we even look for a local company?
Committee Chair and Councilor Sanchez, the city went and did it through its RFP process and put it out so that anybody could propose on this.
And did the RFP say that we'd prefer a local company instead of a national company?
Committee Chair and Councilor Sanchez, we followed the purchasing process that we go through with every type of RFP that we put out, and there is sections in there for local preference.
Okay, but we didn't get a local company that was willing to do it. Is that correct?
Committee Chair and Councilor Sanchez, I think we got 2 proposals, and those were the 2 that were scored.
So neither one of them being local. Thank you. Another question is, can somebody explain to me what clean diesel or whatever this is, clean diesel powered means?
Committee Chair and Councilor Sanchez, I have Deputy Director Manriquez here who can explain.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Deputy Director.
Mr. Chair, councilors, apologies in advance. Director had to attend to a medical emergency. He might be able to provide more information. But what I can tell you is clean diesel is a very commonly used alternative fuel for large vehicles providing such a service. So it's pretty standard fuel type for this kind of shuttle.
I'm just curious what the difference is between regular diesel and clean diesel is. Does it have to do with electricity at all, or what does that mean?
There is not electric power. It's just a different fuel type, a different diesel fuel type, is my understanding.
Is it cheaper or more expensive?
Ooh, that I don't know, but I can certainly get back to you on that one.
Okay, so those are some questions that would be important.
Sure.
What the price is.
Mr. Manacucci.
Mr. Chair, Mr. Sanchez, Councilor Sanchez, primarily diesel, when they say clean diesel, it means it meets the EPA's latest tier recommendations. I believe that's tier 5. So that means the diesels have a very low sulfur content, which causes a lot of particulates with diesel. It also means that the system has has a catalytic converter that's equivalent to gas engines. That's also with the diesel engine, and that reduces a lot of the non-greenhouse gas particulates, including, I think, just based on a lot of it's, I think it's the nitrogen oxides, and those cause issues such as asthma and stuff like that, which is a concern with the diesel. It also sometimes will offer a higher fuel efficiency, a little bit of a higher fuel efficiency on that one, and it also provides a near smoke-free environment. But it still does have the greenhouse gas emissions of a regular diesel. Just when driving by, you don't get the smoky kind of effect. You get more of just kind of a cleaner effect you'd get with a gas engine.
And Mr. Chair, the last question that I have, based on what you just stated, is it sounds like we're going to have to build some sort of infrastructure for clean diesel. Is that the case?
No, Mr. Chair, Councilor Sanchez, no. The clean diesel really is the engine that's on the system. The ultra low sulfur content, that's the type of diesel that refiners are allowed to sell right now. So the infrastructure is over on the refining part. It's just whenever the city orders diesel, or this contractor does, they have to provide the latest low sulfur content mix. So there's no infrastructure on the city's part.
Okay, and is that more expensive?
It's the only diesel that's available.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Because it's the latest requirement from EPA as to what your diesel fuel mix has to be.
Alrighty, thank you, Mr. Minicucci.
Councilors, any other questions, concerns? All right, Madam Clerk.
Councilor Baca.
Yes.
Councilor Lewis.
Yes.
Councilor Pena.
Yes.
Councilor Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilor Champagne.
Yes.
This is on a 5-0 vote.
All right, move on to item D, EC 444, approval for employee benefits survey question. Move for approval.
Second.
Second by Councilor Sanchez. You find it in my summary. This EC submits that the Human Resource Department proposes employee benefit survey questions for approval by the City Council. The purpose of the survey is, as directed by R44, is to assess employee well-being, job satisfaction, and ensure employee retention while evaluating the effectiveness of the current benefits and identifying any potential areas for improvements. Councilors, any questions, comments? Councilor Sanchez.
Yes, is Julia here today or no? Okay, maybe I could just ask, this is part of the item that I was requesting that we brought forth. So, we had a lot of complaints from the employees, that, they're not really too happy with the way the current system is set up. So all we wanted to do is just take a survey and, make sure that we are servicing our employees up to their standards, and that's basically where this is going. Nothing more, nothing less. If we get out there and we need to make some tweaks, then we make some tweaks. If it's meaning that we change something totally different, then that's what we're looking at. But basically, we just wanted to make sure that the employees gave us the feedback that we need and that they deserve. Thank you.
Councilors, anything else? Madam Clerk?
Counselor Baca?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Counselor Peña?
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez?
Yes.
Counselor Champagne?
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
Item E. Item E is EC 465, Belly Freight Building Lease and Operation Agreement between the City of Albuquerque and Global Aviation Services. I move for approval. Second by Councilor Baca. This executive communication authorizes the Aviation Department to finalize a lease renewal with Global Aviation Service LLC to lease Suite C, a 1,431 square feet of upscale space in the Belly Freight Building at the Albuquerque International Airport. The term of the lease is through April 30th of 2030, in an addition of $4,558.14 security deposit is required for the leaseor. Any questions or comments, councilors? Seeing none, we'll go to the vote. Madam Clerk.
Counselor Baca?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Counselor Peña?
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez?
Yes.
Counselor Champagne?
Yes.
It's on a 5-0 vote.
Item F. Item F, Councilor Peña.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. 067 is amending Article 11 of the City of Albuquerque Code of Ordinances to improve the city's budget proposal process and strengthen oversight and accountability measures. I'd like to move a deferral to October 27th, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion for a deferral and a second. Councilors, any questions, comments?
Mr. Chair, I'll just make a quick comment. I just want to say, this process has taken a little while, but I just really want to commend our staff and the admin. I know when we first talked about it, there was really some, just different ideas on how we should move forward. But this long process has really put everybody at the table to make some really good changes to this ordinance. And I think we just need a couple more changes, and then we should be able to move something that's beneficial for the city forward. So thank you.
Councilor Peña, is the timing right on that? And I guess the staff would be, we're good with the 1 year and getting it out before? Okay, thank you. With that being said, we'll go to Madam Clerk for the vote.
Counselor Baca?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Counselor Peña?
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez?
Yes.
Counselor Champagne?
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
Item G, 083. Councilor Baca.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. 083, removing the drainage ordinance from Chapter 14, Article 5, Part 1, Part 2, ROA 1994, and creating a new Chapter 15 drainage ordinance that will include additional information in the statement of purpose, definitions, general provisions, and drainage control sections of the ordinance. I move a due pass.
There's a pass. Do I have a second? I will second.
Thank you,
Councilors, any questions? Councilor Baca to open.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have a committee substitute in our iPads. I'd move committee substitute.
Second, second from Councilor Pena.
Thank you. This is a change that was requested by FEMA, if they still exist, following the city's flood management program. So this just is our drainage program that needs to be updated per FEMA, so.
Councilors, any? And there's a ghost. Is there any questions or comments, councilors? Nope. Seeing none from Councilor Lewis, we'll vote on the amendment. Madam Clerk.
Councilor Baca.
Yes.
Councilor Lewis.
Yes.
Councilor Pena.
Yes.
Councilor Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilor Champagne.
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
All right, folks, we're back on the bill as amended. Any comments or questions on the bill now? Seeing none, Councilor Baca to close.
I urge your support.
Madam Clerk.
Councilor Baca.
Yes.
Councilor Lewis.
Yes.
Councilor Pena.
Yes.
Councilor Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilor Champagne.
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
5-0 vote as amended. Item H. Item H is R 25171, amending and adopting, actually it's for Rogers. Was any of you asked to represent this?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm moving this for Council Rogers. R171, amending the adopted capital improvement program for the city of Albuquerque Aviation Department by transferring funds to existing projects, appropriating funds for passenger facility charges, appropriating investment funds, improving new projects, closing projects, and accepting federal and state grant funding. I move do pass.
Motion and a second by Councilor Pena. Councilors, any questions? Councilor Baca.
I urge your support.
Madam Clerk.
Councilor Baca.
Yes.
Councilor Lewis.
Yes.
Councilor Pena.
Yes.
Councilor Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilor Champagne.
Yes.
This is on a 5-0 vote.
5-0 vote. Item I. Councilor Baca again.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is for Councilor Rogers, R172, approving and authorizing the filing of an application for a State Department of Finance and Administration New Mexico Match Fund Grant to use with the Federal Outdoor Recreation Legacy Partnership Program grant for the renovation of Mesa Verde Park. I move
Second.
to pass.
Second.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Pena. Councilor Baca to open.
I urge everybody's support.
All right. Councilors, any questions? I have one question with this. It seems like the total amount was like 3.5 million and the project is somewhere up in the 4.5. Was there an idea of where we're going to get the extra money from? Mr. Whalen?
Committee Chair, we have Mr. Manriquez from Aviation to answer that question. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Flores. Parks.
Parks.
Yeah. All the
moving
aviation
around.
stuff.
We're flying through it. Yes.
Yes, Committee Chair, the additional funds we have in combination of state grants for a few sessions and geo bonds. And we also have, and other sources like, we have the ORLP and the old one, and then we have also other grants that we're looking to go after. But this project also was, more importantly, could be phased.
What was the last bit, sir?
I'm sorry?
What was the last? It can be, is that what you said?
Yeah, you know, it
Phase
could
it.
be
Is that the
phased.
plan to do, is
Yes.
phase it in?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you for the response. Councilors, any further comments or questions? Seeing none, Madam Clerk?
Councilor Baca.
Yes.
Councilor Lewis.
Yes.
Councilor Pena.
Yes.
Councilor Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilor Champagne.
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
Perfect. Moving right along. Item J, Councilor Lewis.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is R173, naming the new multi-generational center in District 5, the Conway Wood Northwest Multi-Generational Center. Move to
Second.
pass.
And
Second.
seconded by Counselor Sanchez. Counselors, any questions, comments?
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Lewis for opening.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. There's great just write-up about Mr. Wood, who was just a longtime advocate for senior centers on the west side. And he had passed away several years ago and came highly recommended from the director with the county that managed that community center for many, many years. And so there's some great write-ups about him, and we look forward to welcoming his family when we go to the full council for final action, just to celebrate with them. And then ultimately, as the multi-gen center is complete next year, to be able to honor him and his service. So very, very appropriate, and be a great way to honor him in his service and the example that he gave to so many.
Thank you, Counselor Lewis. Any questions? Madam Clerk?
Counselor Baca?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Counselor Peña?
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez?
Yes.
Counselor Champagne?
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
Item K, Counselor Peña.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is for Counselor Grout by request. It's R174, amending the adopted capital implementation program of the City of Albuquerque by supplementing current appropriations. I move it do pass.
Second.
Pass and second by Counselor Sanchez. Counselor Peña to open.
I urge your support. Oh, there is an amendment. I'm so sorry.
I believe this. Yes, there is an amendment.
Mr. Chair, would you like me to read the amendment or?
Yes, please.
Counselor Baca? Go ahead.
If Counselor Baca is the sponsor of it, please, yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. It's up on the screen for people to view. This came down from the administration and with Councilor Grout's support. On page 1, after line 20, inserting the following. Section 2, that the following appropriation of $100,000 is hereby an authorized and approved State of New Mexico grant and capital project approved by the 2025 state legislature through the New Mexico Tourism Department. Destination Forward Program. This project is authorized to be appropriated to a specific grant or capital fund upon the execution of an agreement between the parties, with the provision that the amounts will be adjusted to reflect actual federal, state, and/or private contribution participation. Capital Fund 305, Department General Services, and with an amount of 100. So this amendment appropriates funding from the New Mexico Tourism Department through their grant program. The New Mexico Steam Locomotive and Railroad Historical Society applied for and received this award, for which the city will be the fiscal agent. Oh, go ahead. No, the grant will fund an economic impact study to inform future development of the historical rail yards.
We have a motion on the amendment.
I move amendment.
Second.
Thank you.
Second. All right, amendment seconded. Any questions, counselors, on the amendment? Seeing none, Madam Clerk.
Counselor Baca?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Counselor Peña?
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez?
Yes.
Counselor Champagne?
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
We're back on the agenda, or on item L, as amended. Counselors, any questions now?
Mr. Chair, I think we're actually on the previous one.
Oh, we're on K.
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you very much.
K as amended.
K as amended. Thank you. Any questions on K as amended? All right. That being said, Madam Clerk.
Counselor Baca?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Counselor Peña?
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez?
Yes.
Counselor Champagne?
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
Agenda item L, R 25179. Counselor Peña?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Once again, this is for City Councilor Grout. This is R-179, establishing a continuous sobriety housing voucher pilot program for individuals experiencing homelessness, directing the Department of Health, Housing and Homelessness to develop a plan to implement a pilot program and report on outcomes. I move a do pass.
We have a motion for a pass. Second by Counselor Baca. Counselor Pinion?
I would urge your support on behalf of Councilor Grout.
Any questions or concerns, comments, counselors? Seeing none, we'll move to the vote. Madam Clerk?
Counselor Baca?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Counselor Peña?
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez?
Yes.
Counselor Champagne?
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
Agenda item M, R-25-180. Counselor Baca?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. R-180, appropriating funds to serve individuals experiencing substance use disorder. This resolution appropriates $2.9 million in opioid settlement funds to the ACS department to expand outreach, housing, and support services for people experiencing both homelessness and substance use disorder. This funding will create 2 new programs: mobile crisis response expansion and recovery housing. I move do pass.
We have a motion for a due pass. Second, I will second it. I don't see any amendments. We have one speaker, Mr. Garrett.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have Lindsay E. Fox to speak. I'm promoting her now. Thank you. Go ahead, Lindsay. You are muted, Lindsay. There you go. Can you unmute Lindsay, please? Thank you. You are muted once again, Lindsay. Lindsay, can you unmute, please? My apologies, Mr. Chair. Lindsay, can you unmute? I did see you unmuted for a moment.
Give her a little grace.
Absolutely. She may be speaking. Hello, Lindsay. If you're still speaking, can you unmute your microphone, please? Lindsay, please unmute.
Well, Mr. Garrett, why don't we, I have a couple of questions on it and see if she can
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
work on those technical difficulties. Just have 2 questions. Is there, these programs and positions and stuff that are being offered in this money, are they not being currently offered by administration right now?
Committee Chair, we have Director Escobar from the Albuquerque Community Safety Department.
Thank you.
Committee Chair and councilors, thank you for the question. Just to confirm, the question is, are they currently funded
Are they currently being
positions?
offered these type of services, these positions that are going to create service, are they currently being offered?
We do have 2 navigator positions that are filled right now, and those
Okay.
are PT contracts, and that is under our street outreach division as it stands.
Okay. And my second question is, it shows in here that housing stability voucher program is gonna get 900,000. And this is gonna go to ACS. Does ACS have the capacity to administer this money?
Chair and councilors, that's a great question, thank you. We do feel like right now we do have the capacity to house this amount of money. We understand that there's a lot that goes into that, and we would lean heavily on our HHH partners that understand that type of process. And I also have Jen Martinez here to speak to any questions as far as programming and where we would see that money go to. It's really important that we have created really good relationships with landlords and certain specific hotels that we've been working with that we have found successful in being able to help support folks to be housed.
Okay. And does this take, I mean, I'm just kind of, are we being redundant at all with this? Are we developing something that is already being offered or being, that ACS can take to Gateway and then they take the services on? Are we kind of, is there a redundancy issue that I'm concerned about? So is,
Mr. Chair and councilors, I don't feel like there's a redundancy issue. I think that we have really good working relationships with all of our community partners as well. There's a ton of nonprofits that are operating in the same space. We understand that these situations are extremely complicated. We also understand that ACS and our ACS responders are the folks that are interacting on the streets. And so it's a really, with the Navigator model, we have found success in not losing people in a system. And so that's kind of where we feel like there isn't redundancy. We feel like owning that inside the house is been good for us on this small scale.
okay. I'm still kind of lost in it all, I think. Maybe I need to do a little bit more research. Is there any more literature you can send to us before this goes on to the full council that we can read on it?
Chair, yes, sir, we can send you full research, and we'd be more than happy to meet if you have further questions.
I appreciate it. Councilor Baca.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't really have a question so much as a statement. I meet with Director Esquivel pretty regularly. You know, having some of these services not in HHH but actually at ACS will help them to deliver far better results. You know, one of the critiques we typically have is, you know, ACS can't do enough in the field. So this will help with that. In addition, some of these are programs like the street medicine that's having a direct impact that APD is partners on. I personally have seen them in action and seeing the results of their work. I highly support this bill.
Thank you, Councilor. Mr. Garrett, did we worked it out?
Yeah, Lindsay, can you
Okay.
unmute? And you have 2 minutes.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
I apologize. I'm at a conference on street medicine. So I'm Lindsay Fox, and I'm the director of the street medicine team. And Councilor Baca, thank you so much for your support. To lean into what you were saying, Chairman Champort, there's no redundancy of services. In fact, this would continue to expand the capacity to do what we do on the streets, which is treat the most severely mentally ill and those that are struggling with substance use disorder. Our teams are out and partner regularly with ACS, and we're engaging with patients right on the street, getting them started on mental health treatments, including medication, getting them started on buprenorphine, aka Suboxone, providing Narcan, providing a whole host of medical issues. And so redundancy, I can see how that would be, but in my understanding, it would be an expansion of what we continue to do. And like Director Esquivel, more than happy to visit with you all about what our services have brought and what we envision we can bring to more folks across the city with increased coverage and partnership with ACS. So thank you.
Thank you,
ma'am,
Lindsay.
for taking the time. I appreciate it.
That concludes comment, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Yes. I would like to sit down and chat before I can actually, and I know the other councilors here, and I'm pretty sure that this will go through until full council. But in the meantime, before it does, I'd like to actually sit down, and I'll sit down with Councilor Baca, who seems very educated on it, to kind of learn more once it gets to, or before it gets to full council and the discussions there. So I appreciate that, Director. Thank you. Councilors, any other questions or comments? Councilor Baca.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Yeah, no, I'd very much be willing to sit down. I don't know if going on a ride along is the proper term, but more than happy to be out there with everybody else to see what they do every day. And it really is fantastic work. Thank you, Dr. Fox.
Madam Clerk.
Counselor Baca?
Yes.
Counselor Lewis?
Yes.
Counselor Peña?
Yes.
Counselor Sanchez?
Yes.
Counselor Champagne?
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
All right, agenda item N, R25183, the last one on there. Counselor Lewis.
Mr. Chair, R183 is establishing an emergency parks, grass, and turf replacement funding source to address the dying turf grass in the park citywide. Move it to pass.
We have a motion for a pass.
Second.
Second by Counselor Sanchez. Counselor Lewis to open.
Mr. Chair, so we, just have had I think the Parks Department has just been overwhelmed this summer. I have a binder of pictures from all over my district that just the weeds in the grass have just overtaken a lot of the turf in the parks. I've not seen the parks like this in 15 years. And our residents and neighbors have been looking at parks that they've enjoyed for many years, and they're seeing what's happening to them right now, where there's almost the danger of just losing these turf parks. And that was the conclusion as well of the director. I mean, I know the director and has seen, many of these parks, and the conclusion, one of the reasons by the director was that it was a budgetary issue, getting behind on some of the personnel that's been able to maintain a lot of our parks, and also some equipment issues, as well as, personnel, and then and just the manpower to be able to get our parks at a high level, the level that just maintaining them at the level that's just satisfactory to our residents. And so I know this is many cases of this all over the city, and because of that, because it came as a more of a budgetary issue, and I think as a urgent issue, because if we don't get ahead of this, then we'll lose a lot of this turf, and literally in the next few months, or we'll lose them, for the winter time, and then have to start all over and spend a whole lot more money in the spring on these turfs. And so this is a way to capture some unspent funds and make sure that the department has what it needs to be able to get caught up.
Perfect. Thank you, Counselor Lewis. Counselors, any questions? Counselor Peña.
So I'd like to hear from the department or from the admin, just to talk about how are you gonna spend it? Is this something that you think you need? Is it, so I'm supportive of the resolution that Counselor Lewis has forward, but I guess my hesitancy would be, well, one, I'd like to send it to full council so that we can all weigh in, but how do we make sure that it gets, because $2 million is not very much for 9 city council districts, right? So I'd like to hear from you guys.
Committee Chair and Councilor Peña, we do have a parks plan that we are currently doing. We are getting caught up. We are staffing as we can. We are getting full-time people to get into these positions so that we can start addressing our parks, and we are going to diligently move forward to address the parks that are in most need. Our Parks Department Director and his staff have several different areas that they do, and so that they're prioritizing them, and we're addressing them as needed.
Mr. Chairman.
Councilor.
So would we, so where would this money, how would this impact other things if we use this $2 million for that?
Committee
I see
Chair.
where it's allocated from, but I'd like to hear from you.
Sorry, Committee Chair, Councilor Peña, I didn't hear that last part.
Just how would it impact if we allocated $2 million for this?
Well, Committee Chair and Councilor Peña, we'd be able to possibly address more of the parks. There has been rising costs, as there is in every department, for supplies and materials. So it would be able to help us or help the department continue with their mission of keeping the parks.
Okay, thank you.
Councilor Bach?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This is just a procedural question to follow up on Councilor Pena. If we vote, because I'm fine with this bill, if we vote unanimous, it just goes to the consent agenda, correct? So if we want to be able to debate the funding source, do we need a no vote here, or is it easier just to take it off at the next meeting?
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, if we have to make a motion for no recommendation, and then it goes in front of the full council, so it's not on the consent agenda.
Okay, either way. Yeah.
Would you like to make that motion?
Sure. No. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd make a motion, no rec, for the full council.
There's a motion for no recommendation. Yes, Mr. Kevin.
Mr. Chair, I believe the recommendation is by Councilor Lewis for a due
For
pass.
a due pass, so we'd have to vote that down.
Or ask him if he would change
ask
that to a no recommendation.
And Councilor Lewis, would you entertain the idea of a no recommendation, sir?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, is it just automatic? I mean, we could certainly, vote the motion, and then the chair could recommend that it does not go on the consent agenda, or is that a hard and fast law that we made now?
Mr. Morrow?
Council Chair, Councilor Lewis, that is my understanding. It's a procedural decision by the council president.
By the council
So
president?
it's a hard and fast Mr. Chair, it's a hard and fast procedural law among the council now by the president?
I believe it's just with the discretion of the council president.
Okay, so could it come as a recommendation from the chair that it go on the agenda, the next committee meeting? Or the next full council meeting?
Yes, Councilor Lewis, I'm getting many head nods of yes, so I will make a note to communicate with Council President Bassan on this.
Okay, because Mr. Chair, I do think that's a little confusing, if we just make that a hard and fast rule. I mean, certainly I would ask that be put up to the, to the chair, committees in that way, but, I mean, in that case, I just, move a due pass.
Understandable.
Councilor Pena.
So, thank you, Mr. Chair. So procedurally, the president could deny that, right? But if we did a no rec, it would automatically go to city council.
Councilor Chair, Mr. Chair, Councilor Pena, that is correct. But also, if it's on the consent agenda, any councilor's free to remove an item from the consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, so correct, but how many votes does it take to remove it from the consent agenda?
It
You
takes
can
no
just
votes.
remove it?
Any councilor can
Oh,
remove
yeah,
any
okay,
item
I'm
from the
sorry.
consent
Yes,
agenda.
you're correct. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, I think we worked that out. Everybody's sitting back down. Any other comments or concerns with this? I think I'll reserve my questions for full council on this one. So, that being said, no more questions. Madam Clerk?
Councilor Baca?
Yes.
Councilor Lewis?
Yes.
Councilor Pena?
Yes.
Councilor Sanchez?
Yes.
Councilor Champagne?
Yes.
Passes on a 5-0 vote.
There being no further business, I can turn my mic back on. There being no further business, this FGO committee, this button doesn't work. This FGO committee is adjourned.